Depeche Mode's Bright Beginning. Before the dark Depeche Mode arrived out of Basildon, Essex, four teenagers plugged into cheap synthesizers and boundless nerve. Their debut belongs almost entirely to Vince Clarke, who wrote the bulk of the material before departing to form Yazoo and later Erasure. What survives is a snapshot of a band still finding itself, buoyant and bubblegum on the surface, yet unmistakably clever underneath. Signed to Daniel Miller's fledgling Mute label, they built a sound from pawnshop keyboards and hooks sharp enough to chart. It's the sound of a group who had no idea what they'd eventually become, and that innocence is the whole charm. This is synth pop at its most gleaming and immediate. Melodies you can whistle, sequences that dance rather than brood. Clarke's writing favors playful, springy hooks wrapped in bright electronic tones that shimmer instead of loom. Dave Gahan's vocals sit clean and boyish over the top, years away from the smoky authority he'd later command. There are darker corners here and there, hints of the shadows Martin Gore would soon explore, but the dominant mood is optimism. Everything feels handmade and slightly fragile. Drum machines ticking politely, no guitars in sight. A deliberate manifesto that machines alone could carry a pop record. Recording took place largely at Blackwing Studios in London, with Daniel Miller producing alongside the band. The approach was resourceful by necessity. Modest synthesizers, sequencers programmed by hand, and a minimal setup that forced ingenuity. Miller, himself an electronic artist, understood the tools intimately and helped the young group translate their live energy into finished tracks. Vince Clarke's songwriting dominated the sessions, though the seeds of Martin Gore's contributions began to appear. The whole thing carries an economy of means, nothing wasted, nothing overdubbed to excess, that gives the record its crisp, uncluttered signature and its distinctly early 80s sparkle. The debut launched a career few could have predicted, and it stands apart from everything that followed because Clarke left almost immediately. Gore stepped up as chief songwriter, and the band's tone deepened toward the moody grandeur they're famous for. That makes this album a fascinating outlier, the only full statement of the Clarke-era Depeche Mode. Fans trace the entire lineage of synth pop, industrial crossover, and stadium electronica back through this bright doorway. It also proved a small independent label could break a pop act on synths alone. Charming, historically vital, and quietly influential far beyond its modest ambitions. Come by the vault and hear where it all began.